Ball is played out for Bryson Pavel on the left wing. Long ball forward now, looking for Ballou on the right side. And he earns another throw-in for North Sound. A little more sustained pressure here by the Seawolves.
Yeah, they really just had a good chance. Dismuke out of the midfield has really been stepping up high on that defensive line for Portland, and he really was trying to take a shot there. It spit back out to Vasquez, who couldn't quite finish past Mavis.
Ball cleared long by Portland, played there by Zach Hamer, but he turns it over to Clark Phillips, and Portland will counterattack. Coming up the left side now. This is Evan Hewitt, the defender, making a long run, but he is offside on the 1-2. Nice little move, but just a step too far for Hewitt. And so a free kick now for the Seawolves.
Yeah, it looks like Dismuke has moved out of the midfield where he started. He's been pressed up with Griffin up against that Portland back line for a few minutes now. I'm guessing he'll be there to stay for the rest of the game. He's naturally a forward, so hopefully the Seawolves can get something going on the offensive end.
And this is what Coach Moore was talking about with the attacking philosophy, giving these kids an opportunity to get forward and show what they're capable of. Long ball played back. Nick Hamer there heads it away. But Portland will take possession again. Seymour will play across to his defensive partner. Back into the midfield now. Ribas turns it over. North Sound on the ball again, looking at an opportunity on the right side there. Trying to get forward. A slide tackle and knocked out of play there by the defender, Hewitt. Nice play there.
Blue showing some good speed on that outside. He could be dangerous out there with that speed for sure today.
And that was a nice ball to get him loose there. Well defended, though, by Hewitt. North Sound throw, and it's going to be a long one into the area. Griffin is there, but it's punched clear nicely by Mavis. North Sound will have another opportunity. Headed in, headed out again. Ball still in the air. Finally touches the ground. In possession is Pay, looking on the outside for Ballou. Long cross. It looks like it might be a little too far, and it will carry over the goal line and out of play. Dom Dismuke close by.
Good idea there for the Seawolves. Ballou just couldn't quite get the right boot on it. He had three men in the box looking for an opportunity there, but just couldn't quite make that cross.
Fans, we'd like to take this opportunity to remind you that scores, stats, news, and more for the Premier Development League can all be found exclusively on USLPDL.com. USLPDL.com. 22nd minute here at Edmonds Stadium. Portland Timbers under-23s lead this match by a score of 2-0 on a pair of goals by Phillips, just 5 minutes apart. As the long ball is handled easily by Ryan Herman, and he'll look to play it back long himself. Griffin is close. Ballou out on the right wing, but it will go out of play. Nice shielding job there by Hewitt.
Seawolves aren't able to get the possession out of the back like they'd want. All day so far, Herman's had to kick it long out of the back just to give it back to the Timbers. So hopefully we can get it out to the defense and start a possession from the back rather than just...
Nice little turning run in there by Nick Hamer, but he can't keep possession, and it goes out for a Timbers throw-in. We're in the 23rd minute here in Edmonds. Timbers throw-in. They're looking for Phillips again, but it's headed clear. But now Phillips does get the possession. Nice little drop pass, and they're looking into the middle now, but it's cleared away by Pay. Ends up at the feet of Phillips again. Has Ribas, doesn't use him, and it's turned over to Hamer. Nick Hamer gets it up onto the left side for Vasquez. Nice little ball there for Dismuke, and he's got some space to run. He's got Griffin in the middle. Don Dismuke. Nice threading little run there for Vasquez. Across just too high for Braxton Griffin, and it rolls out of play for a Timbers throw-in. Nice attack, though.
More activity out of Vasquez, like we said, on that outside. You see Seymour come over for the Timbers. He does a nice job giving him some body pressure, not giving him an easy left-footed cross into the center.
Since the second goal, the ball hasn't spent nearly as much time in the North Sound half as it did in the first, say, 20 minutes of this match. An improvement.
Something we spoke about pregame as well with this new team for the Seawolves. It's going to be tough for them to just mesh right out of the gates first game. So they're starting to settle down here after a couple of mishaps, but we'll see if they can improve here and hold a solid for the rest of the game.
Timbers try to play a little ball over the top for Phillips, but it's too far, and it'll be played back to Herman, who will clear up to his center back, Nick Hamer. Hamer out onto the other side, mishandled there by Tyler Pay, another turnover.
Yeah, another mishap in the back for the Seawolves. Luckily, this one was just rolled out of bounds. But really, it's important to get these possessions going out of the back, and it's tough when you're giving up the ball so often to be chasing this Portland Timbers team.
Throw-in comes to Rebos, who's been involved in the center of the activity for Portland all afternoon, but he can't do much with it, and it's handled easily by Ryan Herman. We're in the 25th minute here in Edmonds. Thanks for joining us today on USLNation.com for the first match of the season for the Seawolves, as the play goes to Velasco on the left side, but he is on the right side, but he's a couple of steps offside. So that attack comes to nothing. It'll be a free kick about 35 yards from goal.
Good intentions on the run. You just see him a couple steps offsides. Credit Pavel there with the step up.
Assistant referee's flag went up. Easy call for him. Not a whole lot as far as officiating so far. I don't think we've had a foul, just a couple of offside. Not a lot of physical contact between these teams so far. You guys expect more of a snarl to this match, or is this about what you thought would happen?
Well, you see the Seawolves line up a little bit smaller than this Timbers team. You got the big body and the keeper, not much to do with the field activity in Herman, but you'd like to see Griffin up top, like Alex mentioned earlier. Big-time goal scorer. He's got a big body, and we'll see if he can get into this Timbers defense. Possess the ball.
Seawolves throwing is turned over, and a long run now for Eric Miller. Has an opportunity. Nicely saved by Ryan Herman. A good sliding effort near his 18 to stop that attack.
Graham Reed with some good defense there, going body to body.
Off of the turnover on the throw-in. Ball played long now by Nick Hamer, and it comes right back to him. Now back to the goalkeeper again. Herman telling his team to push up. Waving that arm. Now a long ball across midfield, deep into the opportunity for Griffin, but the ball's played back to the goalkeeper, Mavis, who knocks it out of play, and it will be, out of all that, a throw-in for North Sound.
And that's what you get out of Des Muke coming up to the front, too, that speed that you don't entirely have in Griffin.
Great speed from him, yes.
Because of his size, you're able to get Des Muke up there, cause a little havoc, kick the ball out of bounds.
Off the turnover, another counterattack. Clark Phillips has an opportunity. Shoots just outside the far post. Stretching out on the ground was goalkeeper Ryan Herman, and it went just beyond his fingertips, just outside the bar. Another dangerous opportunity for Clark Phillips.
Yeah, Phillips looking for 3 early here in this first half. Didn't think he had much from back there, but he put a good shot on it with his left foot, and tested Herman there. Lucky it was just wide.
Portland playing some of the time with Phillips as the lone forward up top, and some of the time it seems like Velasco is playing an equal role on the right side. They're very fluid, this Portland team.
Very dangerous, that attacking duo from the Timbers.
Now an opportunity forward for Griffin. Shot for handball, nothing given. Now it's Dismuke on the right side, but it's played away nicely by Foxhoven. And the shot is saved by Mavis.
Yeah, good shot from Jacobson there out of the midfield. 20 yards back, actually tested Mavis from back there. I don't think he expected it to be coming. Probably didn't even see it till it got into his box.
Good reaction, though. Shot on goal, saved well. Did you guys see a handball there? There were some hands in the air from the North Sound players. I couldn't see it.
I didn't see that entirely. I saw Griffin looking for the call on the through ball, but I wasn't able to see the handball in there.
Nick Hamer slips it up now. An opportunity on the left wing. Griffin has it taken away from him by Seymour, but it ends up back with North Sound. The right side of the defense, this is Bryson. Looking up for Velasquez, into the middle for Dismuke, but that doesn't work. That's Zach Hamer. Now Portland attacking on the left side. An opportunity for the defender here. This is Hewitt on the left side. Dispossessed well by the back. Dispossessed again, and Portland has the ball back. Opportunity for a cross. Phillips at the 18. Drops it off. A shot just over the bar. That was a rocket.
Yeah, that was a really good setup by Phillips there, dropping it back to his teammate to give it a rip from 20 yards out.
Miller only missed by about 3 feet over the top, right through the football goalposts, but it's nothing but a goal kick. 29th minute here in Edmonds. Portland Timbers under 23s lead this one 2-0 over the North Sound Seawolves. The goal kick comes long. Good foot on Herman, and we have the first foul of the game as Braxton Griffin was submarined a little bit there by the Timbers defender. This was J.J. Greer.
Yeah, I think that's Griffin's going to have those Timbers center backs on his back all day. They've really been up on his first touch.
Free kick taken short and now sent into the area. but it's handled there by the Portland defense and cleared long. Dangerous play here. Rebos has a chance, but it's headed nicely by Tyler Pay back to his goalkeeper. He'll play it out quickly onto the right wing for Nick Hamer. Nick Hamer, they'll drop it back again. Jacobson. This is Pay. Taylor Pay looking forward. Watched there by Rebos across midfield. Has Ballou there. Now drops it back again. Long ball forward, but Griffin was stepping the wrong way there.
I think Reed had a different idea with that ball. Didn't intend for it to go too far. Probably looking for Ballou out there on the right side. Couldn't find him.
If Griffin had been moving the other way, they might have made something of that, but he was stepping back looking for the shorter pass. Timbers in possession. They lead this one 2-0 out on the left wing. Into the center for Rebos. Too far for him, and it's handled there by Pay. Into the center for Zach Hamer. Out onto the wing. He's got Dismuke in the middle, and just a little bit too far there for Griffin over his head. Handled by the goalkeeper, Mavis. We're just about to cross the half-hour mark, and this is a good opportunity for us to remind you that Brian Ford is proud to sponsor North Sound Seawolves Soccer, located at 5200 Evergreen Way in Everett. Brian Ford offers the best deal on every car every day. Their non-commissioned sales staff is committed to providing you with a buying experience that can't be matched, backed by a 72-hour return policy. Brian Ford, easy, clear, and one low price. Visit them online at brianford.com. Portland lead this match 2-0 just across the half-hour mark, and they have possession in the center of the pitch. Zach Barnes with the ball, turns around, gives back to his right for Miller. Eric Miller onto the wing for Velasco. Nice little 1-2 there with Miller. Velasco looks up onto the wing. Nice through ball for Phillips. Now he's on the right side. Gets around Hamer, but Hamer gets it back and will shield it to the goal line, and it will go out of play for a goal kick.
Well done by Hamer. Keeping Phillips out of the play. Just get the ball in for a goal kick.
Nice shielding play there.
Yeah, Hamer's been playing physical back there so far today. It looks like he shook off that first mistake he's made, so hopefully, he can settle down and really lead that D back there. He is the captain of this Seawolves team.
The goal kick comes long, bounces over the heads of the first two trying to play it, but it's headed now by Dismuke looking for Griffin, but he can't quite get it to him. And the ball goes high in the air again. Handled there by Zach Hamer. Tries to get it out onto the wing, but it's deflected and comes back to the Portland defense. Out onto the left side now. Watched there by Ballou. Griffin also trying to play some defense far in the attacking third, and they have to play it back to the goalkeeper, Mavis. Portland still in possession. 32 minutes gone here at Edmunds Stadium. Nice little drop into the middle for Foxhaven, and they've got something going, but it goes out of play. Portland can't keep it in. It'll be a throw-in for the Seawolves.
The Wolves are really doing what Coach Ed Moore had in mind, I think, going into this game. They've been stepped up for the last 10 or 15 minutes, really putting the pressure on the Timbers' defensive line and making sure that they really have to work hard to get anything started.
Second Portland goal was scored in the 16th minute. We've played that much amount of time since, and in that time, the Seawolves have had most of the possession. Kind of surprising given how the first 15 or so minutes of the game went.
All going back to those jitters and the jitters of the first game of the season and this new young defense. You only got two guys in the back line for the Seawolves with some collegiate experience. Other guys just finishing their freshman year. Might be difficult to handle guys such as Phillips with a natural knack for the goal.
And Portland, of course, having played twice this week already, have a little more experience playing with each other. Only about a week or so for this North Sound team altogether in practice. Long ball on the left side now is going to carry and be handled there. I thought it was going to carry out of play, but it's handled instead by the defender, Hewitt. And he drops it back now for Miller. Miller, cross-field run. Has an opportunity to cross up onto the right wing, but doesn't do it. Now back onto the left side for Foxhoven. Foxhoven. On the ball up for Phillips. Nice little 1-2 back for Foxhoven. And now a shot opportunity, but Miller doesn't take it. Now he's still got the ball, and he chips it out onto the left side. This is Rebos, the midfielder. Across, punched cleanly away by Ryan Herman. And North Sound has an opportunity to move it out the other way now. Out onto the left wing. Across the midfield stripe has Griffin here. Nice run. Griffin. Watched there by Seymour. Griffin shields the ball, looking for an opportunity to cross. Little grab there. Nice set into the middle for Victor Vasquez, but he has it taken away. And Portland will look to move out the other way. Zach Barnes with the ball. That was looking for a through run by Phillips, but he didn't make the run. And so nothing comes of that.
Yeah, Vasquez had a good opportunity on that last possession. He just couldn't quite get his first touch where he wanted it. Hopefully they can get into that position again, though. I like how Griffin and Vasquez have been working together over on that left side.
Long ball out of play from the back of the Seawolves will lead to a throw-in for Portland. And they'll play it forward. This is Miller on the ball. Slots it into the middle for Phillips, who can't hold on to it.
Well taken there by Bradley Jacobson in the middle.
Jacobson turns it over again. Now it's Ribas in the center of the pitch. Ribas, nice little run. He's got an opportunity. The ball bounces kind of strangely there, and now it's out on the right wing for Velasco. Ends up being cleared away. One of the North Sound defenders looked like he got a little hurt on that play. I think that's Pavel on the left side. Into the center, this is Dismuke. Gives it for Vasquez. Victor Vasquez. Dismuke making a run, but it's stopped cleanly by the defense. And Portland will look to move out.
Portland's defense looking really solid back there still through 35 minutes. Strong back four they have right there.
On the ball is Ribas, the midfielder. In the center circle, turns around. And hands outside for Zach Barnes. Drops it back to his defense. Into the center for Ribas again. 1-2. Gets it back. And they'll play back into the center. Portland content right now to possess the ball and try not to give North Sound a lot of opportunity, leading this game 2-0 in the early going. Nice steal there, though. Ahead comes Hamer. Zach Hamer turns it over. Tried to make a slotting run, or slotting pass, to Griffin, who had a nice run going, but it was cut off by Portland, and they're on the counterattack. Long run by Hewitt on the left side, but they can't get him the ball. Now back into the center for Ribas. Hands it out left for Barnes. This is Hewitt, and he is onside, but he can't handle the pass, and it will go out for a goal kick.
Just a little too far there. Good intentions by Ribas.
We'll take this opportunity to remind you that North Sound Seawolves Soccer is presented by the My Neighborhood News Network, South Snohomish County's online gathering place. Visit My Edmonds News, MLT News, and LinwoodToday.com for news, sports, and events about your community. See what your neighbors are talking about with My Neighborhood News. Braxton Griffin ends up on his back up there as the long goal kick was challenged for, but it comes right back to goalkeeper Ryan Herman, and he plays it outside of his own area. Looking for Griffin again long, but it's a little wide, and it's headed back forward by Portland. Touched up forward there by Hewitt, and it does stay in play, and it's handled by Duke. Into the center now for Jacobson. Jacobson can't handle it. Ribas takes it away. We're in the 38th minute. Coming up on the end of the first half here in Edmonds. Portland leads this match 2-0 over the North Sound Seawolves. On the ball here for Portland is Barnes. Gets it back. Had an opportunity to play it forward, but didn't take it. It'll go back now into the defense to be played by Will Seymour. Back into the center for Ribas and onto the left for Foxhoven. And he'll play it back to his goalkeeper. Good possession time here for Portland.
Definitely one of the first times we've really seen him calm down and just worry more about keeping the ball than getting it up into the third.
Long ball out of the back, touched by Phillips, and looked to get it onto the right side for Velasco, but he wasn't running the right way, and it's taken there by Herman. Just over 7 minutes remaining plus stoppage here in the first half. I don't know if there will be much stoppage. There hasn't been much of a reason to stop the match so far. On the ball for Portland is Miller. Back to his defender, and up forward again. Handling it here is Seymour, near the midfield stripe. To Miller, back to Seymour, across to the other side for Foxhoven. Gives it to Miller, slides it up onto the left side. Had a runner on the wing, but didn't see him, and it'll go back to the defense again. Portland stringing a lot of passes here together. Into the center comes Foxhoven.
Over the last couple of minutes, we've been seeing Portland kind of dominate possession. I don't see the Seawolves getting much going since the last 5, but you see them being able to ding right through their defense, slowly building. Haven't been able to get into the final third.
But they had a good 15 or 20 minutes there where they were making some good moves forward, putting some pressure on the Portland defense. So we know they're capable of doing that. The pass, I think, would have been offside for Ribas. He chooses not to play the ball, and it will roll out here for a goal kick. And it looks like we'll have our first substitution of the afternoon. Here in the Premier Development League, teams are allowed 6 substitutes. And it looks like coming off is going to be number 11, Victor Vasquez, out of the midfield. He was playing on the left side of the attacking midfield. Trying to see who's replacing him. And it looks like it's going to be number 13, Josh Hurd, who will come in with about 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. First substitution for either team. Hurd is a sophomore at the University of Washington. Hails from Victoria, British Columbia. He played several games off the bench, 12 appearances this year as a freshman for the Huskies.
Also saw a little activity out of him in PDL for Victoria Highlanders.
Yeah, he was the U20 Player of the Year in the PDL last season, so hopefully he can get some pace going up top. It looks like he's going to be lined up there with Griffin up in the offense. We'll try to keep him up there and get some pressure on this defense.
Just under 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Portland Timbers under-23s lead the North Sound Seawolves by a score of 2-0 on a pair of goals by Clark Phillips, just 5 minutes apart, caused by a couple of defensive miscues by the Seawolves. Corner kick opportunity here now for Portland. They've got about 5 men lined up across the penalty spot, and they'll all turn and make their run in. Here the kick is taken high and spinning to the outside, headed clear, and Jacobson will send it the rest of the way high into the air toward midfield.
Well done for the Seawolves there, who, as we said, are matched up against this much larger Portland Timbers team, so they worked out that corner really well in the back, and that was well done for the defense there.
Portland with the move forward there, looking for the midfielder Hobbs, but he was offside. Excuse me, that was Ribas. So it will be an indirect free kick coming from the offside. Herman will take this about 20 yards, 25 yards from his goal. We're in the 42nd minute here, approaching half-time. And North Sound looking to get that late goal in the half. That would leave everybody feeling a little better going into the locker room. The long ball still up in the air, almost to Griffin, but it comes back now for Dismuke. Has an opportunity to chip it across the top, but offside is the substitute Hurd. A nice little pass, but he just went a step too early.
Yeah, good idea there by Dismuke. He had 2 guys in the box. He was trying to whip it in. I would assume he's looking for Griffin, the bigger body in there, but just sailed it a little bit long and caught the substitute Hurd offside.
Crossing 42nd minutes gone here in the first half. Almost to halftime, 2-0 lead for Portland. The ball comes in and it's headed out of play by Pay, so it'll be another throw-in for the Timbers just across the midfield stripe. The throw-in comes up in the air for Phillips, who tries to give it back for Hewitt again, trying to hang on to the ball, being watched there by Reed. And it'll come back now into the Portland defense. Out onto the right wing. Has a man there and uses him. This is Velasco. Still on the ball. Turns it over. Dismuke touched it out of play. Another throw-in for the Timbers. Crossing 43 minutes here. Almost at halftime. As in the middle of the pitch, this is Velasco. Gives it back to his defense now. J.J. Greer on the left side to his defense partner Seymour. There are 2 defense back there, almost like a pair of hockey defensemen, the way they hand the ball back and forth.
Greer and Seymour have done a great job in the back through this first half. Haven't been able to penetrate that defense. A couple opportunities for Lasquez as we've seen him hit the bench already. But
a little bit of an opportunity here for North Sound. Dismuke on the ball. Has opportunity in the center. Instead, he'll go with the long switch to Reed on the other side. Graham Reed. Looking forward for Griffin. Controlled it for a moment, but then it's played back into the North Sound end by Portland. Nice play by Phillips to try and win that ball. But it will be handled instead by Tyler Pay.
Again, the Timbers center backs are not giving Griffin an inch of space up there. It's going to be tough for him to to work unless he gets some more support from his teammates in the midfield.
Second foul of the game, and again the call goes against Portland, committed by Jaime Velasco just this side of midfield, and it will be a free kick for North Sound as we have only about 60 seconds remaining in the 45. One last opportunity for the Seawolves here to try and push forward and maybe get a goal. They trail Portland 2-0 here right at the end of the first half. The long ball, Griffin was being held up there, it looked like a little bit, by Greer, but he couldn't get around him, and it will be handled easily by the goalkeeper, Mavis.
Greer continues to show that physical attribute that he has, not allowing Griffin to get much space.
This is Greer on the ball, into the center of the pitch for Miller. Miller has an option out on the wing. This is Velasquez, held in play there. Little 1-2, Velasquez has an opportunity to run onto it. One man to beat, has Phillips running to the corner, and he'll get it to him, but it will go out of play. It looks like it was touched off of Phillips for a goal kick. Good work by the defender, Pay, there. Just about 15 seconds remaining in the 45. We don't have a fourth official here in PDL games, so there won't be a board to tell us how much time will be added, but it can't be too much. So the first half rapidly drawing to a close here. We've had the 45. The ball's in the air. Referee Chapalo checks his watch but doesn't blow yet, and the ball comes over onto the near side, and it's played there by Miller. Miller still in possession, drops it back, and it's sent out of play, a throw in for the Timbers.
Strong effort shown by Hurd since coming in as a substitute. We'll see if he can have some input on this second half and get the Seawolves going.
He's certainly shown a spark to try and get forward out of the midfield. Throw-in goes deep now for Seymour, and he'll send it long into the midfield. Phillips tries to play it there, but Pay knocks it down. Ribas runs onto the ball, but it's taken away from him by Zach Hamer. Portland back in possession now. Ribas onto the wing for the defender Hewitt. Into the middle for Phillips. Phillips tries to turn on Pay and almost can. Now it's out onto the wing for the midfielder. Drops it back into the center. It'll go back onto the left side. This is J.J. Greer well into the offensive half. And there's the whistle. It's halftime at Edmonds Stadium with the score. The Portland Timbers 2 and the North Sound Seawolves nothing. Take a minute to talk to you about some of our sponsors. As always, the presenting sponsor of North Sound Seawolves Soccer on USLNation.com is Brian Ford. Located at 5200 Evergreen Way in Everett, Brian Ford offers the best deal on every car every day. Their non-commissioned sales staff is committed to providing you with a buying experience that can't be beat, and backed by a 72-hour return policy. Brian Ford, easy, clear, and one low price. Visit them online at brianford.com. Waterfront Coffee. Today's Seawolves broadcast is sponsored by Waterfront Coffee Company, conveniently located at 101 Main Street, next to the Edmonds Ferry Terminal Building and Brackett's Landing Beach. Waterfront Coffee Company features Italian-style coffee and pastries, and local organic lunch items, including panini, soup, and piroshki, plus everyone's favorite Snow Qualmy ice cream. Visit them online at waterfrontcoffeecompany.com.